You've spent years obsessing over rap music, memorizing your favorite artists' lyrics, and maybe even secretly writing a few bars of your own, but now that little voice in your head is getting louder, telling you that maybe it's time to go from rap fan to rap artist. Now, the good news is that old myth about rappers being born with it is 100% wrong, and I'm about to prove it to you with 5 simple, actionable steps that will have you creating actual legitimate rap music right from your own home. You see, as someone who made my first dollar from rap over 20 years ago and has since traveled to more than 15 countries as a performing artist, I've seen firsthand that becoming a rapper isn't about inborn talent. It's about mastering specific techniques and putting in consistent practice. More importantly, after spending nearly a decade coaching rappers just like you on this YouTube's most subscribed channel for learning how to rap, I've helped hundreds of thousands of beginners transform from awkward amateurs to confident creators. So forget everything you've heard about needing expensive studio time, industry connections, or some magical X factor. Real rap success comes from mastering the right techniques and consistently applying them, as we describe how to start rapping from home as a beginner in 5 simple steps. Now, before we begin, if you yourself want to immediately be able to make songs on command without even writing them down, be sure to pick up our best-selling course, The Freestyle Fortnight. Master the art of freestyle in 2 weeks or less by clicking the first link in the video description to learn freestyling off the top of the dome in less than a month. With that said, let's get into the first step. Now, step number 1 is you have to master topic-based writing. What we mean by this is, you know that feeling when you first decide to learn how to rap and you think it's all about coming up with the wittiest, most clever bars possible. Most beginners make the critical mistake of jumping from topic to topic in their verses, thinking they need to emulate artists like Lil Wayne or Eminem who stack random punchlines together. The truth is, even those legendary artists have their most iconic work centered around specific topics. Think Lose Yourself for Eminem or Lollipop for Lil Wayne. When you're just starting out on your rap journey, the absolute first rule you need to follow is having a clear topic for every rap you write. This doesn't have to be complicated at all. It can be as simple as writing shoes or my neighborhood at the top of your notepad or notes app before you start writing. By having that topic clearly defined, you'll know to always bring your next bar back to something related to Jordan sneakers or foam posits, rather than chasing the wittiest bar that has nothing to do with your theme. The beauty of this approach is that it instantly makes your verses sound more professional and cohesive, even if you're still developing your technical skills. When I first started learning how to rap, I kept it super basic. I'd literally just write a single word like family or my street at the top of the page, and that simple act transformed my writing from random bars to an actual verse that people could follow. Sticking to one topic doesn't mean you can't be creative. In fact, it challenges you to find new angles and perspectives within that theme, pushing your creativity in ways that random punchlines never will. This single technique will immediately set you apart from 90% of bedroom rappers who are just stringing together whatever sounds cool without any coherent direction. Think about it. The songs that stand the test of time almost always tell a story or explore a specific concept, not just showcase technical ability. Even if your first topics are simple, you'll be building the foundational skill that every professional rapper relies on, the ability to craft a verse that actually means something. The difference between an amateur and a professional often comes down to this exact skill. Can you stay focused on your theme throughout a verse, or do you get distracted chasing clever lines that have nothing to do with your original idea? With time and practice, you'll learn how to expand your topics from simple concepts like shoes to more complex themes like personal growth, relationships, or social commentary. But it all starts with mastering that basic discipline of topic-focused writing. Once you've written a few verses with clear topics, you'll be amazed at how much more cohesive and impactful your raps become, even without changing anything about your flow or delivery. But a great verse with a strong topic is just the beginning. To truly level up your rap game and start creating tracks that people want to replay, you'll need to master the crucial skill of crafting memorable choruses that bring your songs to life. Now that you've mastered sticking to a topic in your verses, it's time to level up by adding the element that separates real songs from just raps: the chorus. While freestyling without a chorus can be fun as hell, if you're serious about becoming a legitimate artist, you need to write a chorus for at least 75% of your songs. This isn't just about following industry standards, it's about creating music that listeners actually want to replay rather than just hear once. Remember that artists like Drake and 50 Cent built multi-million-dollar careers partly from giving choruses to other rappers who clearly didn't spend the time early in their careers learning how to write a hook, aka chorus. If you don't learn how to write choruses now, you might end up paying somebody else to write them for you later. Or worse, never breaking through because your songs lack that crucial, memorable element. The good news is that once you're good at keeping to a theme, which you learned in step 1, coming up with a chorus gets a lot easier since both skills work together synergistically. A great chorus doesn't have to be complex, it just needs to be catchy and reinforce the main theme of your song in a way that listeners can easily remember and want to sing along with. When you're just starting out, try keeping your choruses simple with a repeating phrase that clearly connects to your topic, and experiment with different melodies until you find one that sticks in your head. The best choruses often summarize the essence of your verse's topic in a few memorable lines that almost anyone could sing back after hearing just once or twice. Don't be afraid to study the choruses of your favorite songs, analyzing what makes them work and how they relate to the verses. This isn't copying, it's learning the craft. Even legendary rappers who are known for their complex verses like Kendrick Lamar understand the importance of a simple, powerful chorus that anchors their songs in the listener's mind. Think of your chorus as the heart of your song that pumps blood to your verses. Without it, even the cleverest bars might not have the staying power to make an impact. To practice writing choruses, try taking verses you've already written and challenging yourself to create 3 to 5 different possible choruses for each one, then picking the strongest to develop further. When you combine topic-focused verses with memorable choruses, you'll already be miles ahead of most beginners who are still just stringing together random bars with no song structure. But even with great topics and strong choruses, your rap skills will remain limited until you develop the ability to think and create in the moment, which is exactly why learning to freestyle is your crucial next step. Once you've got the hang of writing topic-focused verses and crafting solid choruses, it's time to loosen up that creative mind by learning how to freestyle off the top. Freestyling means coming up with rhymes on the spot as soon as you hear a beat, not pre-writing it and then rapping it like those fire freestyles you see on LA Leakers or Funk Flex. Think about artists like Juice WRLD or Eminem, who became famous for their ability to create incredible rhymes spontaneously. That skill didn't happen overnight, but through consistent practice. While not all big-name artists can freestyle like this or at all, it's a key skill because it makes writing songs easier and way more enjoyable, bringing the fun into learning how to rap. When you're good at freestyling, you'll have more fun and get better at staying on beat since you're used to quickly adapting your words and flow to the rhythm of whatever instrumental is playing. Freestyling also helps immensely with songwriting by letting you think up concepts, themes, and even choruses that naturally fit with the beat right there in the moment. The beauty of practicing freestyle is that it trains your brain to make connections between words, concepts, and rhythms in real time, essentially strengthening the mental muscles you need for all aspects of rapping. Don't worry about being perfect when you start. Freestyle is about freedom and experimentation, so give yourself permission to be terrible at first as you build this crucial skill. A smart approach is to start by freestyling about objects you can see around you. Your phone, your shoes, the window, keeping it super simple before tackling more complex topics. To take your freestyle practice to the next level, try to incorporate choruses into your off-the-top flows about 75% of the time, just like we discussed with written raps. Being able to freestyle a chorus on any beat doesn't just make you sound more professional, it can turn what would be just another rap session into a memorable moment where listeners look at you with genuine amazement. This skill is what separates bedroom artists from those who can create multiple tracks in a single day, the way legends like Lil Wayne, Juice WRLD, and Tupac were known to do regularly. The most effective way to practice is by setting aside 15-20 minutes daily where you pick random beats and just go off the top, recording yourself so you can track your improvement over time. Don't be discouraged if your freestyles sound awkward or basic at first. Everyone starts somewhere, and the simple act of practicing consistently will steadily improve your abilities. As your freestyle skills develop, you'll notice that your written raps become more fluid and natural too, since freestyling teaches you how to feel the pocket of a beat in ways that written practice alone cannot. After a few weeks of consistent practice, you'll start to surprise yourself with clever lines and connections that seem to come from nowhere. That's your subconscious mind. Learning to think in rhymes. With these three fundamental skills, topic-focused writing, course development, and freestyle ability, you're now ready to capture your creations with the next essential step: setting up your home recording environment. Now that you've developed your core creative skills, it's time to capture your raps with a basic home recording setup, and contrary to what you might think, this doesn't require spending thousands of dollars. The most important thing to understand is that your recording equipment is just a tool to document your creativity, and many successful artists started with incredibly modest setups. Remember that the Migos recorded much of their early work using a setup in a closet that couldn't have been worth more than about $1,000, and that didn't stop them from creating industry-changing hits. For beginners, the easiest and most affordable approach is to start with a U microphone that can plug directly into your computer, which can cost as little as $30 to $50. Find the quietest room in your house, preferably a small room with carpet or a rug to minimize ambient noise and echoes, and you've already got a basic recording environment that can produce clean vocals. For recording software, you don't need to spend anything at first. Audacity is completely free and more than capable of handling basic vocal recording, or you could use the Fruity Loops Trial Edition, which is industry standard, though you won't be able to save your work with the trial version. Learning to record yourself isn't just about saving money, it's a crucial skill that helps you understand how your voice and delivery actually sound, which often differs significantly from what you hear in your head while rapping. By recording yourself regularly, you'll quickly learn to stay on beat better and develop a stronger ear for your own vocal tone, allowing you to make adjustments that improve your overall sound. Even if you eventually work with professional engineers in commercial studios, having experience recording yourself will give you the vocabulary and understanding to communicate exactly what you want your vocals to sound like. Many successful modern rappers like Travis Scott and Russ engineer their own recordings, which gives them complete control over their distinctive sounds without relying on others to create their signature styles. As you become more serious, you can gradually upgrade your setup, perhaps investing in a better microphone in the $300 range, properly insulating your recording space, and eventually purchasing full versions of industry standard software like Pro Tools or Fruity Loops. The important thing to remember is that your recording setup should grow with your skills. There's no point in spending thousands on equipment if you haven't mastered the basics of writing and delivery first. When you first start recording, don't be discouraged if your voice sounds different than you expected. Everyone goes through an adjustment period where they learn how their voice translates to recording. Focus on getting clean, clear recordings rather than trying to sound exactly like your favorite artists. Developing your own authentic voice is far more valuable than imitation. One of the greatest benefits of learning to record yourself is the freedom to experiment without the pressure of studio time costs or other people's opinions. You can try different approaches, make mistakes, and find your unique sound in private. Take time to learn the basic functions of your recording software, particularly how to adjust levels so your vocals aren't too quiet or distorted. These fundamental technical skills will serve you throughout your rap career. With your creative skills and recording setup in place, there's just one more critical element needed to turn your rap aspirations into reality. A consistent schedule that ensures you're actually creating enough music to improve rapidly. The final and perhaps most crucial step to becoming a real rapper is creating and sticking to a consistent song creation schedule, because talent without discipline rarely leads to success. This is what separates casual hobbyists from artists who actually build a career. The commitment to regularly produce new music, regardless of motivation, mood, or circumstances. Rap has been estimated to be a $10+ billion industry, and every household name rapper records more than 2 songs per week on average, even if they don't release all of them. If you want to compete at that level someday, you need to start building those habits now by committing to creating at least 2 full songs every week, complete with topics, verses, and choruses. This might seem like a lot when you're just starting out, but remember that consistent practice is the only way to develop the skills necessary to write and record at a professional level. Think of it as athletic training. Just as a basketball player must shoot thousands of free throws to become reliable in game situations, you need to create hundreds of songs to develop reliable rap skills. The beauty of setting a consistent schedule is that it forces you to push through creative blocks rather than waiting for inspiration. Professional artists don't wait to feel inspired, they sit down and create on schedule. When you first begin, don't worry about the quality of every song you make. The goal is to build the creation habit and get through those first 100 or so songs where you're still finding your voice. It's actually better to complete 2 decent songs weekly than to spend months trying to perfect a single track, because the lessons you learn from finishing multiple songs are invaluable. Many beginning rappers make the mistake of endlessly tinkering with their first few songs instead of moving forward and creating new material. This significantly slows their development. The 2 songs per week minimum is also important because it ensures you're creating enough volume to actually improve your skills through repetition and experimentation. By the end of just 3 months on this schedule, you'll have created at least 24 songs, more than enough material to select your best tracks for a mixtape or to begin sharing with potential fans. Don't share your first songs immediately though. Follow the rule of creating at least 5 completed tracks before showing anyone, giving yourself time to develop confidence and a consistent sound. Once you've built up a small catalog of your best work, you can begin strategically sharing it while continuing to create new music at the same consistent pace. Remember that your creation schedule isn't just about quantity. It's about developing the professional discipline that will carry you through the inevitable challenges of building a music career. Stick to your schedule even when you don't feel creative, even when the results aren't amazing. And even when life gets busy, this commitment is what transforms rap from a hobby into a potential career. With these 5 steps, mastering topic-based writing, developing songs with strong choruses, practicing freestyle skills, setting up your recording environment, and maintaining a consistent creation schedule, you now have the complete foundation to start your journey as a rapper right from your own home. The path to rap success isn't mysterious or based solely on natural talent. It's built through deliberate practice, smart skill development, and the consistent application of fundamental principles that have launched the careers of countless successful artists. Now it's your turn to put these steps into action. So pick your first topic, write your first verse, craft your chorus, set up that mic, and commit to your schedule because the world is waiting to hear what you have to say. Thanks for joining us for another episode of How to Rap, and peace until the next one.